We live. We live. We live. Talk about dead sellers and data furnishers. Talk about the difference between dead sellers and data furnishers. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Talk about the difference between dead sellers and data furnishers. What's the difference and why you don't need to buy no why you don't need to buy no dead until the last part of the process. Let me know if y'all can hear me though. Talk about the difference between dead sellers and um so dead sellers is basically a scam. If you don't know what you're doing far as debt buying debt goes and buying debt portfolios, and if you trying to become a data furnisher, debt sellers prey on the weak. So a wise man once told me, man, the law beats you on what you don't know about the law. Meaning, like, if you don't know the crime you committing and the time it carries, and the stipulation on how to beat the case, then that's what the law beats you on. So that's the same scenario with debt sellers. Debt sellers know that you don't know this information or that you're trying to get set up to you're trying to get set up to post your own trade lines, or you really don't know. So when you come to them and you tell them you don't know, they're preying on you not knowing. And what they finna do now is work you. So they finna get all your money basically. Like, well, not all your money, they just gonna be trying to be a pushy salesman. So they're gonna be like, well, you buy some dead, then they'll hit you right back up like, hey man, I'm running a deal right now if you want to get, so many accounts. Then you get some more accounts. Then you'll look up, you got all these accounts, and essentially you can't do nothing with them. So you'll have all these accounts, and then you can't do nothing at all with them. Meaning, like, you can't, if you buy some auto deficiencies, because that's the term for when you buy auto debt from a debt seller. If you buy auto deficiencies, and it's, let's say, from Chase Bank, once you buy that debt from whatever company you're buying it from, Chase Bank is no longer the original creditor. The company you bought it from is no longer the original creditor. You are now the original creditor. So um, that's why trying to submit the debt update letter or debt reassignment, absolute assignment letter and all those letters not gonna work because you can't submit paperwork to yourself. Meaning like you can't take the paperwork and submit it to you saying that you trying to get this account updated for somebody's profile. So like I hope y'all kind of caught that because that's where the mix up is, or that's where the hang up is, where people getting messed over with this debt buying and data furniture. So data furniture and debt buying don't go hand in hand, but they do go hand in hand. Meaning, like if a debt seller can't post trade lines, then he need a data furnisher. If a debt buyer can't post if a debt buyer can't post um to the bureau, if he not credentialed in with the bureau, if he not a data furnisher, then the debt he has is basically frivolous. That's why if you look up probably debt seller, I'm pretty sure, or how much debt sellers make, I'm pretty sure it's $1 billion industry because they basically preying on people that don't know. So um, they're basically just preying on you. So meaning like, cause you don't know, they're gonna basically just, like I say, push the sales taxes. So stay away from these debt sellers, man. They hit you up saying, "Oh yeah, I got a profile or I got a portfolio of debt, and you need debt and all this to get established as a data furnisher. You do not need debt to get set up as a data furnisher." Now, um, what can happen is what can happen is um, what can happen is you can um, buy cheap debt accounts. You can buy cheap debt accounts to I'm talking about dirt cheap pennies, you know, dollar account type deal. So if you don't have the minimum to get started with the data furniture, if you don't have the minimum accounts, the 500 accounts to get started with Equifax or whatever those accounts is, each month when you submit, you gotta submit a full file, meaning you gotta have positives, negatives, new accounts, things like that. So what you could do essentially is get the cheap debt accounts from these people to get valid, you know what I'm saying, valid personal information. Check that information to make sure it's valid, and then put that in your Metro 2 format and convert that into a primary trade line or a debt because you now bought the debt. That's what you use debt sellers for, and that's kind of where they need us, we need them come into play. Because if they're not data furnishers, they can't post none of their debt, and then it might be easier to collect on debt. It might be easier for them to collect on the debt if um, they were data furnishers and they can put that on your credit. But if they're not data furnishers and they can't put it on your credit, then it's kind of hard to collect on some debt. So that's kind of like the difference with debt sales and data furniture. So what a data furnisher is, a data furnisher basically is the bank. So when you go to a car dealership, a um you go to a car dealership, you go to a credit union, a bank, When you become a data furnisher, that's basically what you are. You're the bank. So you will offer financing to people. So basically, you come to me, I'm gonna offer you financing to get this car in a nutshell. That's what a data furnisher is. Data furnisher is also Chase Bank, TD Bank, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal. Those are all data furnishers. Data furnisher is also ARS, Innovis, uh, Telecheck, Check Systems, EWS. All those are data furnishers. Why? Because either somebody sell them the information, your information, or they're collecting information and then they're reselling your information to other companies. So all those are considered data furniture. Everywhere you go, if they have a line of credit or offer some type of financing, they're probably a data furniture. Lowe's, Home Depot, uh, Current Credit, all those are data furnishers. Well, obviously it's through synchrony, but those are all data furnishers. So the difference with them and the data furnishers, once you don't pay your bills or once it get charged off or whatever, the data furnishers sell that debt or that account to the debt sellers or the debt collection agencies or the debt buyers. All those are in the same huddle. So they'll take these active accounts that they can't collect on no more, people stop paying on or whatever the case might be, and then they'll sell it to the debt sellers and debt collection agencies and debt collection agency first, and it'll be a tier one account. And then after the debt collection agency finish messing with it, put it on Friday credit, they dispute it, get it taken off, whatever, blase, blase. They resell it again. That's when it becomes a tier two account. Then they resell it again. It comes tier three. Tier three, tier four is the zombie debt turn. So I just kind of hope y'all kind of getting that aspect. So the term zombie debt comes from the account being sold multiple times, and then it's a dead account because it's out of the statute of limitation. So that's where the term zombie debt come from. If you go to any debt seller and ask for zombie debt, they probably hang up the phone in your face because they're gonna already know that you were been lied to or you are confused about what's going on because zombie debt isn't the term that they're looking for. It's instat debt, which is in the statute of limitation for that state that the debt you're buying, or it's out of stat debt. Them are the terms, which is out of the statute of limitation for the debt you buying. So if you was buying debt, them are the terms you need to use. Zombie debt isn't the term that they like or that they hear. So, you know, um, those are the things that's kind of going on with the dead sellers and the zombie debt. So um, I kind of hope y'all get that. So basically, um, if you're trying to set up to be a data furnisher, then the last thing you need to do is worry about um, worry about the debt. You need to make sure you have all the other things, your office in order, your website in order, all those things before first before you before you start trying to buy debt and things like that. You need to have all those things in order first before you try to start buying some debt. So that's the difference between data furnishers and debt sellers. Debt sellers are a scam. So don't get caught up in the hype of you gotta buy this debt to become a data furnisher. you need to go through the bureaus first to get everything you need far as the data furnisher goes. And then at that point is when you would at that point is when you would do whatever it takes to need to be done. So debt sales a scam. Don't let nobody scam you into buying no debt. Data furnishers is where you want to be if you was in here. Now if you was gonna get in the game and become a debt seller or things like that, then it would make sense um if you had paid somebody to collect the debt or whatever the case is, and you get a percentage. Now that's the way you can make money on the debt seller, debt buying side. But I mean, there's plenty of money to be made because you got to think how many people are confused of the debt buying process. So that shows how many people are still confused on the debt buying process. Where um, that's what's going on. So So I just want to kind of come in and give y'all enlightenment on the dead sellers and dead buyers. Like I say, they'll scam. They just gonna take your money, steady lie to you, or they might just even tell you, well, yeah, I don't know nothing about this, or I don't know nothing about you know that, or I don't know nothing about this. But whole while they're gonna be um, just steady getting your money because you don't know what's going on. So don't buy no debt if you're not a data furnisher. Don't get caught up in the zombie dead wave. Don't get caught up on the Google and Telegram. Talking about zombie dead still working. It's not working. It probably ain't worked in the last 10 years. At this point, I don't even know if it worked at all. Like, don't become, don't get caught in none of that. So, to answer your question, if you a data furnisher, you'll be able to post your own debt. So, um, that data show up as your company name. It won't show up as Chase Bank or TD Bank or Wells Fargo. It'll show up as whatever company name that you got credential in with the bureaus. So you got two type of setups when you're getting set up with the bureau. You got a direct setup and you got a third party stacking service setup. The direct setup is when you yourself can get in and um that's when you yourself can log in, input all your data into the software, and then submit it directly to the bureaus. That's when you direct. A stacking service or a third party processor is when you have to um, put everything on the Excel file, everything, payment date, last payment, current amount, name, social, date of birth. You have to put everything on the Excel file. Then you send the Excel file to your third party processor. Your third party processor will bash that account into the Metro 2 format software. That Metro 2 software or Metro 2 formatted, and then at that point they'll take that Metro 2 format and upload that directly to whatever bureau you credential in to post. So like even when you go into a third party stacking service, the third party stacking service got to be credentialed in as a third party processor, and the actual data furnisher that's trying to submit the data got to be credentialed in. So even then, still your account is going to show up as um, the company, your company name, not Chase Bank, not um, Nothing like that. So, and this the part where a lot of people get confused on the data furniture and how things go and things like that because they just don't know and they preying on y'all. Like that's what a law be y'all at. The law be showing what you don't know. So the law be showing what you don't know. He ain't beating you on nothing else but what you don't know. Shit, that's all. So a lot of people is interested in coming a data furnisher or getting set up to be a data furnisher, but they don't know how to um, go through the process. So the process is really more simple than it look. A lot of people can't explain the process because they haven't went through the process. They don't understand about the shutdowns. They don't understand about the audits. They don't understand about how those CPNs gonna mess up your business. So the difference is so yeah. So usually to answer your question, so usually when the bureaus deny you, it's like when they deny you or they don't want to do business with you, like those reps just start ducking you because I guess they get paid for setting you up. So I guess once they feel like you're a lost cause, they quit answering and start ducking you and things like that. From what I seen in the business. So just should start. All I can say is redo the process over and start over, and because that's what I did. Like about a year and a half ago, I got shut down with a company because like I was new in the business, didn't really know what I was doing, and that's kind of what I did. I always have one company running active, and then I'll set up another company for a backup, and I'll switch between the two companies to make it make sense. So hopefully that answers your question. But so like the process is, you will need a dedicated office, um, a shredder, a laptop with a lock, a laptop that's password protected. You'll need some type of signage. Um, you need a few things. You need to have a specific type of license to get the company to post primaries. Um, you need to have a certain amount of accounts. So how to achieve those accounts is that's when you'll turn to the zombie deck and get auto deficiencies or something for a low amount. At that point, like I say, you want to submit a full file. So you don't want it to be, you don't want it to be a, um, you don't want it to be a file where you just submit all primaries. You want it to be a full file. When you get in the primary, it's a one-time fee. You pay for the primary post, you go run your play. It's done. On the back dates. On everything else, it's you have to pay. You have to do what you need to do, as far as the line goes. So yeah, the difference between dead sellers and data furnishers is data furnishers need data furnishers. Dead sellers need data furnishers because once we get these accounts that once we get these accounts that people don't pay on, then at that point um we'll start making the debt collection agency collect on our behalf and things like that. But make sure y'all sharing the live so people can get this information. So y'all don't need to be losing and getting scammed and stuff. Make sure y'all share the live. We can do a Q&A real quick. So y'all got y'all questions far away. Do a Q&A before we get out of here. Do a Q&A before we get out of here. I want to ask you questions. Hey, y'all got plenty. Curious about coming to data furnisher. Who want to become a data furnisher? Who want to go through the process to become a data furnisher? Who want to become a data furnisher? Data furnisher versus dead sellers. Councils backdated to 2021. on the first on this company here. The next, the one that's coming down, it'll be backdated to 2020. That's how far the backdate is on the Equifax. Line 3% of what you wanted added. Post on the 5th and the 20th of every month. You got 2 times to get your lines posted. Jasmine Jones, what's your hold up? You want to become a data furnisher? What's your hold up? Or what you scared of? What you nervous about? It's definitely a good source of income. Then you get a bunch of guidance of somebody that messed up already that made all the mistakes. So it'll definitely uh automate your process in a sense. So I got a consultation, but that won't be for the data furniture, the small one. But we can definitely do a discovery call, pay that consultation, do a discovery call, and do what we need to do. So I'm gonna try to go through these receipts real quick if I can to show y'all what's possible. See if we can go through these receipts real quick. Equifax gonna be the easiest bureau to get set up with most of the time, cause they're just gonna be the easiest ones to get set up with. But you want to get all 5 bureaus if possible though, to make it make sense. But Equifax is definitely the easiest to get set up with. So I'm gonna try to go to this slideshow. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So I can't see it. Probably ain't gonna work. But I'm trying. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all know some of us do it, some of us don't. Try to go through this presentation real quick. Show y'all some receipts. Try to go through this presentation real quick. Thank you, Life at Leash. I kind of figured it out. You see, I got the presentation on top now. We working. We figuring it out. Don't trip. Appreciate it though. Let's see, screen share. So y'all already know Kim Davis, full word go by the name Print Money King, because that's basically what I do. Teach y'all how to print y'all own little money. So I'm gonna go through this little presentation. Try to make it through here. Just give y'all some receipts, man, so y'all know what's going on. These are only social media platforms I have. I won't hit y'all at none of them. So please make sure y'all screenshot that or whatever you need to do to whatever you need to do to go and tap in. So we already went through the zombie debt. We already went through the zombie debt explanation earlier, but I'll kind of go back through it again for y'all. So, like I told y'all earlier, here's the reason zombie debts don't work. That reassignment don't work. That update letter doesn't work. Absolute assignment doesn't work. Sending letters to original creditor to get them to update the letter doesn't work. None of it work because you got to be a data furnisher. So it's basic as I can break down to it. The data has to be submitted in Metro 2 format, and you have to be a data furnisher. So only how you getting the debt to get submitted to post primary trade lines, any of that. Buying zombie dead in a literal trying to post it as a trade line is a myth. It will not work. Buying zombie dead out of statute that will work, but you have to become a data furnisher. Even when you buy out of stat debt, out of statute debt, out of statute or out of stat debt, it doesn't work because you can't put the same account number. You can't use Chase Bank trade line or nothing like that to get the debt to post. It's that out of stat debt. All this means is one of them is in the statute of limitations to collect in the state, and the other one is out of statute of limitation of zombie debt. We already talked about that. So obviously, a little food for thought. I didn't make it this far without running plays. Just some receipts, you know, different things we done did. A lot of receipts gonna be recent, as you see. They say 2024. We still in 2024. So just receipts, man, because success has receipts, and we got plenty of them. So make sure y'all see it. Go back. Y'all trying to steal. So this is what your primary is supposed to look like when it gets submitted. Over here on the left is it's all in the green because when you submit the file, I mean it was delivered properly. And when you first get your codes, it'll look like this right here on the right. Obviously, that's me. Put the auto primary and we got $130,000 vehicle. So so that was a year ago. Well, I mean that's at 2023, but we got receipts from we got recent receipts as well though. So that was kind of old. It's 2023. Just know we've been doing this for a while. There ain't no rented vehicle or nothing like that. As you see right here, so this is what a backdated primary should look like. On the left is a backdated primary, on the right is a new account. See how I say reported October 14th, 2024, and the other one shows October 1st, 2024. This is backdated. You see the backdated dates, and this is a new account. Give y'all a second with that. Go on. All these is recent. November 1st, recent 2024. I need to even update it because I got some from December as well. So I definitely need to update it. But as y'all can see, these real receipts. November 14th, November 14th. Just, you know, real receipts, man. Success has receipts. So go back. Know we got a Q&A. So yeah, we people from Detroit. She the one brought it on. So we definitely best the stage in Detroit. Should be back in March. So definitely doing a Q&A. Doing a Q&A. Make sure we getting these answers across. Make sure y'all shut aloud too, man. Please shut aloud. People need to see this information. All my pages should be public so they can definitely see the information to know what's going on. Print Money Ken on all platforms except for Facebook. Ken Davis on Facebook. Gave me my sack like good luck getting that. I just want to come in and give y'all the difference. So, great question. Equifax probably be the same month you get approved. Transient like 6 to 8 weeks. Experience probably about 45 days as well. And then after that, you got to submit the test file. Probably take another 30 days. Then after that point, you'll be live at 5. After that point, you'll be live at 5. You'll be ready to rock and roll. You'll be ready to rock and roll after that point. All right, I see y'all don't have no more questions. Get some rest. We'll try to tap back in tomorrow and see before we get who we got going. I ain't gonna lie, I got so much skin in the game that partners definitely gonna have to invest. So I invested way too much to get this far to let anybody ride the wave of the success. So if they're willing to invest, we can talk. But if they ain't willing to invest, they can stay where they at. All right, y'all know what's up, man. I'm Connect. Y'all know the receipts going to Telegram group. We'll definitely be having it up and running soon where everybody can come in and chat and all that. So just stay tuned, man. We coming down with a lot of different things that definitely gonna be useful.